Well, here we are once more. Another episode of How It Sound. My name is GT Utes. And before I introduce my special guest, let me tell you a few things about her. I've been knowing this young woman for almost 20 years, right? She's a former junior and senior Calypso monarch. Artist goes by the name of Chapman. She's been doing music for a very, very long time. So she's not no spring chicken when it comes to this thing, right? Ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome Diana Chapman.
Hey, thanks for having me.
How you doing?
I'm great. It's good to be here.
Well, it's very nice to have you.
Thank
First
you
of
so
all,
much.
I always start this off, right?
Mhm.
We will try to go from the beginning
Ooh,
and bring it forward,
okay.
right? So, introduce yourself to the audience.
I think you just did that.
Oh, well,
Diana Chapman. I am a Lindoner, a proud Lindoner. I'm a radio broadcaster. I competed in a whole lot of competitions in my country. I'm a former Calypso monarch, both junior and senior. This year I placed second in the Soca Monarch competition. And I'm just a very loving person. I love love and I'm a lover of music.
all right. Here we go. Let's make a toast to this. So, let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us, where did you start music from? Like how, like growing up, was music always a part of your life?
I think music is a part of everyone's life growing up. Music is all around us. Our parents listen to music, our brothers, big brothers and sister, they listen to music. We all enjoy music. It's part of life. So I would say it has been part of my life all my life.
Okay, so how did you get into music? Like how did music take your spirit?
I was inspired by Michael Jackson and Beyonce. I saw them for the first time on television and I wanted to do what they were doing. Actually, my first love was dance. I was a dancer since I was a very young child in school. You know, primary school, prep A, prep B, primary 1, primary 2. I danced throughout my primary school years. And after my secondary school years, or during my secondary school years, is when I actually paid more attention to the BET shows that I go home every afternoon and I see on television. And I would enjoy the music videos and I continued to like... mimic the dance moves that they do. I would stand in front of the television and learn all the dances from every music video that pops up on the screen. And then one day I saw Michael Jackson and then I saw Beyonce. I'm like, wow, they can sing and they can dance. So I'm like, I wonder if I can sing too. So I'll be able to do what they do. So I started singing to the songs that I was listening to. And I'm like, maybe I can do this. And one day I just tried it and I never stopped.
Remember your first song?
My first song, I remember my first song, yes. The first cover I did, the first song I sang on stage was a song from Enrique Iglesias called Hero. I don't know if you know that song.
Yeah.
That
So
was
how
my
did you
first
go
song.
from there? How did you go from Beyonce and Michael to actually singing Enrique as your fourth song?
I have no idea. I think that was just comfortable for me to sing at that point in time. It's just a song that I loved in the moment, and at that time I had the opportunity to be on stage. Actually, this was the first time Carfesta was held in Guyana. So you know what Carfesta is, right? Where all the Caribbean countries come together in one country and they all put on and showcase their country. We all have different nights and it's a cultural display.
Alright, stick up in right there. So how come you went from not knowing nothing about music to going on a stage where countries is seeing you? There's no gap in between there where you learn something. Like you just went from...
Yeah, I just went straight into it. Well, not really straight into it. I was part of Lisha's theatrical arts group. I joined that group just after I got out of high school, and at Lisha's we used to do like drama, so I used to act as well, and we had dance classes, and we also had some singing happening in between there. So that's where it all started. On Lisha's stage, where I had all the time to rehearse and, do what I love, learn what I love. I was the last person to leave. I was the first person there and the last person to leave. And sometimes I'm there alone till 3 in the morning and stuff like that. Just me. While everyone is home sleeping, I'm there just singing cover songs. And I guess the Enrique song it was comfortable for me in that moment.
And what was the reception from the crowd?
It was good. It was good reception. Like, they all loved it. I didn't have any bad energy. I think if I had bad energy, I would not have went back on that stage to sing. So my first experience had to have been a good one.
Okay, so where did you go from there? Or where did you go from there?
Where did I go from there? Into the Calypso competition. So, well, I started to perform. After that performance, then persons were like, wait, you can sing? Because they knew me as a dancer very well. I was on many stages dancing at different events. So no one had any clue that I would have stepped over to singing. So I finally did that, and they were like, you can sing. So they started inviting me to different small shows, and I would learn cover songs and I would sing. And then I was noticed by Miss Tiny Duggan. Do you know her?
No.
Okay, well, she's from Linden. Very popular figure as well. And she messaged me one day. She was like, hey, we would like you to be part of the Calypso competition. I'm like, Calypso? I don't like Calypso. It's an old people thing. So I'm like, maybe, maybe not. And then she hooked me up with Bunny Owls. And we worked on a Calypso song for the Mashramani competition. And I think from there is where my singing career skyrocketed, because my first year in the Calypso competition, junior, I was 17 years old and I got second. Missed it by 1 point, but second is second, whatever. But apart from that, that's where it all started, because I went back the following year and I became the Calypso Monarch. So now I'm in all the newspapers. Everyone knows who's Diana Chapman. Like, that was just it. That's where it all started. I started to grow from there.
Wow.
So I have to thank Calypso, basically, for that.
Okay, so since we're on this journey, what was your first song you recorded?
The first song I recorded was, it was actually with Rokoya Boyle. And I don't even have a copy of that song anymore. That was an original piece that we did at the same Carfest event where I sang the Enrique song. So I performed more than once during the Carfesta event. It's called One Step. It was written by Michael James. He was actually the one that heard me sing, and I was like, hey, you can sing. We should do a song. So he wrote the song for me, and myself and Rokoya Boy, because she was part of Lisha's group as well, we sang that song.
Okay, so your first genre was really...
It was R&B.
R&B? Really?
Yeah.
Not calypso, not reggae, not soca?
That was the first thing. That was kind of an R&B kind of song we did there. It wasn't... I wouldn't consider it reggae. I wouldn't consider it... It definitely wasn't soca. I would put it in R&B.
So is that your passion, R&B?
That is my passion. R&B and pop music.
So if R&B and pop is your passion, where does the calypso and the reggae and the dancehall, and where does that fit into your life?
It fits because I'm from Guyana, and we, I guess, as Guyanese artists, we can dabble in every genre that we choose. We're just talented in that way, and because I entered into the Calypso competition, I mean, with Calypso, I've only done Calypso in competitions.
Oh,
I've never like just voiced a Calypso song, but probably once. Once I did that, just to record a Calypso song and release it. But other than that, every year you would get a Calypso from me because of the competition. Right? And I never thought I would have entered into soca though. That was surprising for me because I didn't think I had the personality to go on stage and get on doing soca music. So no matter how many times persons encouraged me to do soca, I just pushed it aside. I pushed it aside until one year I was like, you know what? Let me just try this thing. And I got third my first year. I'm like, what? Why does this keep happening to me? I don't want to do something, but when I do it, I actually do good.
Is it junior or senior?
They didn't have junior soca at that
It's a
time.
straight
It was
Soca
straight
Monarch.
senior.
Really?
Soca Monarch with all the big guns. I'm like, how is this possible? You know, third. That year Brandon Hardin won. And Vanilla got second and I got third. I'm like, why is this happening to me?
What year was this?
I can't even remember the year specifically. But I remember the performance. I remember how it felt, you know.
Do you remember the first time you actually heard your song on the radio?
I don't. I don't remember the first time I heard my song on radio, sorry.
Because for me,
It's been such a long time. The first song I probably heard on radio for me was the song with Genesis.
what song was that?
Tell your mama I'm in love with you.
Oh, Genesis.
Don't tell your mama. Yeah.
Genesis.
That was within the same time I became Calypso Monarch.
Oh. So, what has the music journey been like for you throughout the years?
What has it been like? It's been good and it's been discouraging at some points. You know, you love the art form, you love music, you want to do it. You would expect to have been so much farther, you know, but being Guyanese, being in Guyana, you know, it's just more difficult to venture out there and be heard and noticed by the world. I don't know why that is so, but that is the part that I kind of don't like. The part that makes me feel discouraged. Just want to stop. Because we do hope that Guyanese would support us the way they support other people out of the country. And when they don't, it's like, why am I doing this? Why don't I just stop? Because they don't like it. They don't support it. It could be good. It could be just as good as the ones that they support. But once they know it's Guyanese, they don't really care for it.
So what keeps you motivated?
The love.
The love of music.
There's nothing else that can possibly keep me motivated to continue doing music in Guyana as a Guyanese. I've got to love that. And I always tell the younger artists as well, persons who are now coming into music, they're all excited, they all hype about it. But there will come a time when you will feel discouraged. Do you get past that? How do you get past that? You have to love it. So if you know you don't love it, then just don't waste your time and do it.
What genre is best fitted for Diana's Chapman personality?
R&B pop. That's what I think. A lot of people would think differently. A lot of people say, you're so cool. A lot of people would encourage me to do reggae as well. But I would never enjoy it as much as I would enjoy recording an R&B song or a pop song or something.
Do you have any R&B songs?
I actually do. I do have that you guys haven't heard.
Oh, so we have things that there's
Few,
unreleased.
not a whole lot, like some people, like you. But I do have some songs that it's R&B that I haven't released. Pop
Okay.
like too, and I have that I'm supposed to be recording soon as well.
Okay, you told us that you are a radio personnel. What is that journey been like in radio?
When I first started radio, I was super scared because I knew nothing about radio. And in my hometown, they opened this new radio station and they needed broadcasters. So they called me in for some reason. Everybody feel Diana can do everything. You know, even though I've never done radio before, like, you can do this. Do you want to come through and be a radio host on the shows? Like, I always get these opportunities so easily. I don't know why. And I went across and I was horrible. I was so horrible. I was so horrible, guys. And before I went on radio, like, I wanted to throw up. I think I did throw up. I was that nervous. And I think I was on with Genesis too.
Really?
It was like a co-host was Genesis and I. And people were texting, it's like, why she don't stick to music? She's horrible on radio. She needs to stop. Why is she there? You know, I got the haters, right? Just want to say something. But that was discouraging. However, after that first few days, I went home and I switched on my radio and I heard Feliz. for the first time. I never used to listen to radio, so that's why I had no clue what it was supposed to be like. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna listen to radio to hear what it's supposed to be like. So I listened, I turned the radio on, I switched to AJ, and I heard Felice on, and I listened to her show, and she was so amazing, I swear. Oh my God, I love Felice. And I told her this too. I told her, like, she's like my inspiration in radio. Felice and Casual, they're just two super amazing broadcasters in Guyana. So I would listen to them and see how they do their stuff, and try to not be them, but be myself, but try to be as good as well. So I went back to the radio station, and you couldn't stop me from then. I just, and then Digital heard me, and they invited me to be a co-host of Casual in Georgetown. So that's how I moved from Linden to Georgetown Radio, and it just kept moving like that.
And is Georgetown like the main market?
It is actually. You see, when you're on radio in Linden, only Linden hears you unless you tune in online. But if you're on certain radio station in Georgetown, you can be heard in Linden, in Berbice, in Essequibo, across Georgetown, and so forth, across the country. So I think being on radio in Georgetown, it gives you a wider audience, and I'm grateful for that.
Nice. Okay, let's get back to the music. Right. Being in competition, how does that help an artist like yourself? Like, how does that makes you? Because for me, right, I don't really believe that as an artist, if you're a recording artist, that's what you should be, right? If you're like a Calypsonian or these things, Soca Monarch and these things, that's what you should be. I really don't feel that artists should be intertwining in the two. I think it should be separate, right? But how have that been for you as one of the main artists in Guyana?
Competition.
Because the reason why I asked that, right, is because where we are now, right, you wouldn't find like one of your favorite artists, Michael Jackson or Beyonce, being in a competition, right? Music is what they use to get by, so that's why I'm asking. Like,
but the thing is, Beyonce has been in many competitions before she became a huge star. She has so many trophies that she would have. It's not all, probably in school because she started, Destiny Child at a young age.
But as a recording artist, I'm basing it from being a recording artist to still being involved in.
I think it's just our culture in Guyana. We have Mashramania, we have these existing competitions where we can earn, because Guyanese artists don't really earn very much. Every month we can't be sure of earning enough to like pay our bills through music. So the competition comes up and you have a chance to earn, you have a chance to make money, you have a chance to be on radio, every radio station rotating your music over and over. So we take that opportunity. It makes you a little bit more popular as well. So I think it helps. It helps to be part. A lot of stars came from the competitions in Guyana. Jomo Primo was, Soca Monarch so many times.
Yeah, that's what I expect. I expect that, like, for the competition to make you a star.
Yeah.
But for a star to go into the competition, it's
but
like
I think competitions made me popular. Because remember, from Calypso, that's where all the newspapers, wrote articles about me, call me for interviews, radio stations call me for interviews, and it just never stopped from there because of competition. So that's what the competition did for me, Well,
what does it do for you now? Besides earning, what does it do for you now?
I don't think very much, because it has already done all that it could have done for me from the very beginning. Now I'm at a point where I don't need a competition to have a newspaper or a radio station grant me an interview, because they already know who I am, right? So it makes it easier for me, and competitions already did that for me. So me being in a competition, I guess it's just for the thrill of it.
Uh,
Just for the thrill of being in the competition. You know, that's it for me.
well, that makes sense. So where are you now in music? Like where, current situation, where is Diana? Like your career? Where do you see your career? Not in the future, but right now.
Right now, that's kind of tough to answer for some reason. I'm trying not to be discouraged. I'm still at a point where it feels discouraging. You know, even though I'm one of those persons who are kind of known a little bit more than others, it's still discouraging in some way. So it's like I'm still trying to push, I'm still trying to motivate myself to continue doing music, you know. I think I'm at a good place right now. I'm more settled and more sure about the genre that I want to do now, regardless of if Guyanese will accept it or not. You know, back then I was unsure about what to do, or I just want to do what I think people will accept. But at this point, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. You know, I don't care whether you accept it or not. I'm going to do what I love.
Nice. So since you're talking about at this point, I've been hearing through the grapevine that you have a new single. Can you tell us about it?
You've been hearing through the grapevine. I have a new single.
Yeah, I've been hearing it.
You heard the new single.
Grapevine.
Private Show. Is that you talking about?
Yes.
How Private Show came about was just random and unexpected. So I went to the studio to record a pop song. Right? Because that's, like I just said, I'm going to do what I want to do. So I decided to do a pop song. But when I got into the studio and I was listening to the beat and trying to do the pop song, it wasn't really translated the way I wanted to translate. So you were like, I'm not feeling this beat. What are we going to do? This is not coming over how I want it to come over. So the producer and I, Code Red Records, we went to YouTube and we started to listen to some beats, and a beat popped up and stuck out to me. It was Afrobeat. And I'm like, ooh, this sounds nice. And just like that, lyrics came. The whole song could have been written right there in like 10 minutes. You know, so I said to him, you know what, we should do a beat like this and just let me record this Afrobeat song, but make it a little bit more Caribbean. And he was like, okay, cool. So he built the beat and we did the song. That's how that happened. I didn't go to the studio to record Afrobeat song. It just happened naturally.
But that's how most song. I always use a saying that says, DJ is cock up when them hear boom rhythm. You know what that means?
No, what does that mean?
It means when a rhythm is good, it catches your ears. And you can actually create, because beats actually gives you ideas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can listen to a beat and get an idea. So when I said DJ is cock up, it's like when you hear a rhythm, your ears does lag on more. A good rhythm, right? A rhythm, your ears would lag on more to it, right? But on this program, you can't just say you got a bad song or you got a nice song or whatever, right? You have to give the audience a piece of the song. So
what? All of that?
It was piece of private show.
Wait, I could just encourage them to go listen to it and stream it.
No, we don't want to, though. They want to hear your voice, right?
Oh my goodness, why are you putting me on the spot? You serious?
Yeah, man.
Oh my goodness. How does it even go? Can you back me up? It does not go like that. You gonna back me up?
Go ahead.
Okay. Private show.
Private.
Private show. We're in our own world, no one else around, just me and you, lost in the sound. Make this moment last forever. This private show our love will never sever. Move your body close to mine, feel the heat, let's take our time. hold on to me, baby. Let me hold on to you so. Let me walk up on your body, cause this is a private show. Let me hold on to you, baby. Let me hold on to you so. Let me walk up on your body, cause this is a private show. Private show. Private show. Private show. Private show. Ooh, baby, come let me walk up on you.
Bam!
Private show for you.
We're gonna, furthermore, you introduce that song because we're gonna show it now. Introduce that song for them.
Boom. Here is Private Show by yours truly, Diana Chapman. Enjoy.
Forever, this private show a love will never sever. Move your body close to mine, feel the heat, let's take our time. Hold on to me, baby, let me hold on to you so. Let me walk up on your body, cause this is a private show. Let me hold on to you, baby, let me hold on to you so. Let me walk up on your body, cause this is a private show. Private show.
So, we're back. That was Private Show by Diana Chapman. Is the song available?
On all streaming platforms. All.
Alright. So, tell the viewers where they can find you, your handles.
You can find me on Instagram at Diana Chapman Music, on Facebook at Diana O.T. Chapman and Diana Chapman Music. You can also find me on TikTok at Diana Chapman Official.
Well, cheers. Well, let me say the outro first. This is how it sounded, right? And you were actually the first artist to actually give me a video drop for this program, right? So I appreciate you. I'm going to give you your flowers now.
Yeah.
Right? Like I said, I've known you for almost 20 years, right? And for what you have done for me, for what you have done for music in Guyana and out of Guyana, right? If the artists don't tell you, I'm gonna tell you, we appreciate you. We appreciate your hard work. We appreciate the fact that you're on the radio and you try to get the Guyanese artists' music on radio, right? Even if they know or don't know, right? I'm letting them know now that this young woman put our best foot forward when it comes to promoting Guyanese talent, right? You might not like her for whatever reason, but just know that she put our best foot forward to promote, support, and encourage Guyanese artists, right? Continue doing what you're doing, right?
Thank you so much.
The music needs you, right? I don't want to say the wrong things, but just know that music, Guyanese artists, needs you and appreciate you in this culture. All right.
Thank you so much.
My name is GT Youths. This is how it sound. Diana Chapman. Can't say we got no big artists, right? Yeah, big artists, right? I'm out.